You're now listening to Sound Talent Media. Check out more shows at soundtalentmedia.com.
It's that time of year again. Everyone knows that the holidays can become overwhelming quickly, so the sooner that you get things done, the better. For both shoppers and businesses, the best time to score great deals during the holidays is Black Friday and Cyber Monday weekend. And that's why you need Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Allbirds and Cowboy e-bikes to entrepreneurs who will be participating in their very first Black Friday or Cyber Monday this year. Shopify has everything you need to succeed from start to finish. First, Shopify's marketing tools help push your brand to the forefront of the chaos, no matter what platform your customers are on. Then, Shopify helps draw customers in with the ease of a convenient checkout with Shop Pay, Shopify's expedited checkout that saves customers information and reduces hassle. The best part? Shop Pay has been proven to boost conversions, meaning you see less abandoned carts and more profits. You can also stress less knowing that Shopify's award-winning customer support team is on standby 24/7 to help with any issues that arise, allowing you to get back to business as fast as possible. This Black Friday, join thousands of new entrepreneurs hearing for the first time with Shopify. Sign up for your free trial today at shopify.com/income. That's shopify.com/income. Go to shopify.com/income and make this Black Friday one to remember.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
What's up, good people, and welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you. Today, I have my buddy Chad Jennings of Jennings Guitars returning for another episode. It's been a long time since Chad's been on. He is still cranking out some super rad guitars, and we get into what he's been up to, what his gear obsessions are lately, and a whole bunch of other stuff. I think you're really going to enjoy this. If you want Chad's story, though, I think it would be best if you jumped way, way back. If you search Chad Jennings Tone Mob, I'm sure it'll pop up. That episode would be a good place to start if you don't already know Chad. This is a bit of a catch-up episode with my dude here. Now, that said, it does stand on its own, so you're going to enjoy this one regardless. And I want to jump right into it, but before I do, I need to ask you one small favor, and if you could, please take the time to review this podcast on whatever platform you are checking it out on. That would mean a lot to me, and it really helps move the needle. It really, truly does. Lets people know this is an active podcast, and people still like it, even though it's been going on for a really long time. So if you could take a couple seconds and write just a little blurb, let people know that you enjoy the show and what you like about it, that would mean the world to me. So thank you to everyone who has done that, and thank you to everyone who will do that. Okay, without further ado, let's get into this one with Chad Jennings from Jennings Guitars. Here we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Tone Mob Podcast, a show about guitar stuff, occasionally, sometimes. I'm your host, Blake Weiland. Who am I? Where am I?
I don't know.
Blake Weiland. And with me today, I have Chad Jennings returning to the program. It's been a long time. Been doing this so long that now I have guests that it's like, oh, it's been like 7 years since we did the show. Yeah, you should come back on, see what's new. So, welcome back.
Hey, dude, what's up?
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm
Same
this
here.
is the first day in about a week that I'm like, all right, I am back to feeling like a human. And I feel like I get sick more than maybe your average person because of my germ factory children that won't keep their hands out of their mouth. And
or their noses.
But then I realized
both.
how weird that sounds. We're like, this guy must have a weak constitution. He's constantly telling us how he just got over being sick. But such is dad life sometimes. So Yeah. I got to work on my immune system or something. But I'm back.
Yeah.
So, Chad, what has been going on in the Jennings world since we last spoke? It's been a long time, and for the people listening or watching, if you want to get like the first batch of the story, you can go back and check out his first episode. If you type in Chad Jennings Tone Mob, I'm sure it will come up wherever you're searching that at. So go look at that, and that'll give you the first part of the story. This is kind of a part 2 in some ways. So what's been going on?
Building a lot of guitars.
Yeah.
We've done the satin exposed grain thing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You got one.
Yes.
I still love it. We've got one back here in gold, Fire Mist Gold. You can see the grain on it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, starting to mess around with gloss finishes. I don't know. I've been messing around with colors. I've been so like locked in on the same thing that I've been doing. But yeah, check out. We showed this one to you earlier, but
sparkles. Yeah, sparkly. Yeah,
sparkles.
I like it.
Yep, yep. We're all women who like sparkles. Oh no, wait, we're men. Just kidding. Or bass boat lovers, one or the other. Just call them the bass boat finish.
Yeah, it's nice.
And then even just refreshing colors like shoreline gold. You know, this thing's gonna be awesome. And what else? Doing a lot of the Lambertones pickups. I think I was using exclusively McNally kind of at the time we talked last time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for me, I've just been really honing in on neck shape and feel. And for me, it's all feel. You know, you love that neck shape, and you've been refining it even since then. And
oh yeah, no, I love it. I do. Every time I pick it up, I'm like, ooh, this is comfy. Yeah, I've never since that showed up in my life, I'd never felt the need. Like, I'm the type of guy who, and the listeners know this, but like, I don't typically lust over like the same guitar. You know, I've got a few Les Pauls, and 2 of them are kind of similar, but most of them are pretty like. There's a Junior and there's a Recording. Those are pretty different. So I do have a few Les Paul body shapes, but other than that, I don't try to like grab the same thing. So once that came into my life, I was like, well, my standard, telly thing is kind of done. I don't really need anything else at all. The only thing that I did is I added a solderless Gun Street harness to it for a little more options. Other than that, that's it.
Did you change the pickups?
No, they're still the same. Yeah.
Those are, I love those.
So just got a few more options should I want like a treble bleed or not. And other than that, it's the same. So yeah, that's
fun.
It's killer.
I know I don't think a lot of people know this, but on my Voyager body, all the electronics are on the pickguard, and I don't do a ground wire to the body. So it's the shielding on the pickguard and the body. So technically it's like a grab and drop kind of thing. So I have a few guys that have ordered loaded pickguards, and when they change strings, they can change pickups.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. My nerd brain wants to start winding my own pickups. I've kind of been on a kick that way. I don't know if it will actually happen, but I'm kind of geeking back out on it. You know, you go through cycles of what you focus on, and it's a very big craft. Paint's complex, like the woodworking, how you shape the neck, all that's like you focus on one piece at a time. So right now it's like, ooh, pickup tone. You just played have you played the Lawler gold foils?
Oh yeah, I have them in my my Grez Mendocino baritone, and
that's a good choice for baritone.
Perfect combination. That thing. Yeah. It's so funny because he made that to be, his typical customer, I think, is a little more, well, definitely more skilled than I am, but a little more like jazzy, kind of clean focused, maybe some more of that tic-tac bass type of thing with that particular guitar. And I'm just always like, hey, Barry, check out this thing I did with it.
Yeah, more cranked Marshall tones.
Yeah. But it's weird though, because I have an 8-string with like fluences in it, and I've got the 7-string Roni that's back over there behind my head. But I think that 6-string baritone with the Lawler gold foils is like the heaviest sounding guitar that I have.
There's something raw, not only about those pickups, but a baritone with single coils. It just gets, I don't know. Baritones with humbuckers are too round for me. Single coils give you the bite. I feel like, obviously you can do lots of stuff, but I feel like humbucker baritones tend to like start to sit in the bass frequencies a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta, I don't know if that's your experience, but at least with my builds, that's how I've experienced it.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, for sure. And then, I mean, to exacerbate it even further, I bought this Frankenstein. It was one of those Epiphone bass convert, like SG basses, like the short scale ones. And
Yeah.
somebody had converted it into a bass 6 with like some like homebrew hardware and like all this stuff. I got it at a local shop.
How wide is the nut? Is it like a narrow like jazz bass neck, or is it like a wide?
It's a little bit wider. I mean, it was designed to be like I mean, those Epiphones are, I can't remember exactly what the specs are on it, but it's wide enough, you know. Some of the string spacing's a little crowded up by like the tuner. It like just barely clears everything. But
I didn't think about that. They had to cut new tuner holes too.
They filled the holes and drilled new tuner holes. Yeah. And
I joke about this, but I say like, what the mess?
It's so much fun. They actually like it looks jankier than it plays. Like it looks like, how in the world is that gonna like function? And you pick it up, you're like, actually, fine.
Okay, so maybe it was a skilled luthier. Some of these things you like see them and you're like, what kind of crazy person
I think it was a
did
guy
this?
that like me that was just handy enough to make it happen. I think like I'm not a skilled luthier. I could probably make this build happen because like the plate, like the tailpiece, for lack of a better term, it's just like a stamped out, not stamped out. It's like a cut out piece of just metal.
You're gonna have to text me a picture of this.
Well, hold on, I can do you one better. Hold on,
okay,
listeners.
let's see
We're
this.
going over here. Just a second.
Yeah, show me this madhouse. Are you playing some of the Mare stuff? Looks like it.
It's like way in the back. Just a second.
Are you playing some of the Mare stuff? Is that what I'm seeing over there? You probably can't hear me.
It should be closer because I've been using it a lot, actually. So, like, here's that headstock.
Oh, my gosh.
You can kind of see, if I get the light right, where the holes have been filled.
Go. Oh,
you see how that string, or this string over here is, like, barely clearing? Like,
honestly, that's not much different than, like, the way they come from the factory.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
It's got some
pickups?
There's some Kent Armstrong single coils that I can't identify. I don't know what model they are, but they sound ripping. And then like there's that just
oh dude, he literally just like used like an L bracket and cut some
just
slots
folded
in it
and cut some slots in it. Actually fairly uniform. Like it did a pretty good job. Those are like just things they cut out. I don't know. It was cheap and it is so much fun. It's so silly. How's the overall, like, is the neck warped? Is it relatively flat or straight? No, it's pretty straight.
Leveled?
You know, it's all of that stuff is in pretty good shape. The frets don't have a ton of life left in them.
Yeah, most of those guitars are just, like, flat. But
that's fine. Like, it doesn't matter. For what I'm doing, I'm just like, like, it works.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. Oh, dang.
Shout out Paradise Guitars here in Portland for hooking me up with that one. It was
oh my god,
rather affordable, as you can imagine.
Oh, so you got it from a store?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm figuring this was like a marketplace or maybe a Craigslist.
They like to get this weird stuff in that store that like, and they have a like legit tech on site, so everything's gonna be, you know, functional.
Yeah.
And
we have one down here.
Yeah.
I haven't been there, but I see they're posting sometimes. Caveman music down in LA.
I feel like that sounds familiar, or maybe I'm thinking of a pedal. I'm not sure.
I've also seen like it'll be like LGO or like, you know, kind of that genre of stuff, or like Martin Mahogany stuff, and you're like, oh, and it's got a cracked headstock and someone put a screw in it and glue to hold it together. Okay.
Some of that stuff though, I mean, I've got like a Orville Thunderbird that had a headstock repair done, and you can see it. It wasn't the best repair ever, but at the same time, I'm like, it doesn't
almost
look
always
like
stronger than the wood. So
yeah, I'm not worried about it. I got it. Therefore got it cheaper. If I ever pass it on, I'll be able to pass it on cheaper. And in the meantime, I got this sick Thunderbird bass that who cares, you know?
Dude, so cool. I wish I could get a private view of your collection. Like How many do you have? If you could guesstimate, because it's probably a guesstimation, not
1,
not
2,
an
3,
accurate.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Probably like 25 altogether. It's not as big as maybe somebody might expect, but I have them all out, so it looks like a lot. I'm actually in the process of trying to redo everything out here so that it's more condensed, so I can put more on the wall because I'm a horrible.
You're gonna
addict.
look like what's his face down in San Diego. 60 Cycle.
Oh yeah, I think Ryan's
he's just like.
I was talking to him about that. I think he's got like way more guitars than I do because he does a lot more demos.
Yeah.
Which makes a ton of sense. I mostly just talk to people about it, but still, some things creep across the desk, and I'm like, yeah, look at that. Let's go.
Yeah. What's the green one in the back? Now I'm just like interested in your collection. Now we're here to like talk about me, but I'm just like, ooh, pretty thing with a silver foily neck.
That's a B.A. Ferguson flyweight boot. He's really great dude, great builder. He was in Texas. Now I think he's back in the Carolinas, if I remember correctly. That was one of the ones where I took a friend's advice, Adam from Satellite Amps, and was just like, I want that body style, and surprised me with the rest of it. And so, competition stripe, the kind of like aqua green finish, and he killed it on that one. So
dang, I love Satellite amps.
Oh, they're so good. Yeah. Love them.
I hope to own one someday.
And Adam, he's a great guy. And I love like the scene he's kind of associated with, all these punk rock guys that I really like. So it's a cool thing for sure.
Yeah, man.
But one day I'll take maybe a little, once I'm in, like I said, in the process of getting everything kind of reorganized because it's a mess out here. I know it looks good right here, but that's the only angle at which it looks good. Everything else is like a disaster. So
show us the mess someday.
No,
before and after.
You don't want to see it. It's bad. It's bad. There's a lot of cardboard boxes for some reason. Like, get rid of the cardboard boxes. Throw them away.
But what if you have to return it?
Yeah, because I do that.
Another pedal.
I do that so often. I should really hold on to everything for some reason.
Yeah, man. I've been purging this shop trying to get some of the clutter out, but man, it builds fast.
It does. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous, but I mean, good problems to have, I suppose. Right?
Yeah.
So back when we were talking before, like, not in addition to some of the, like, obviously the forward facing Jennings stuff that you were doing some builds for other people too. Is that still a thing, or is that taking a back seat?
That was a no until recently.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to share who, what, or when.
Oh,
but doing a 24 scale thing with someone.
Cool.
And should be cool. So
maybe we should have waited till you could do the big reveal. Man,
maybe we'll do a big reveal once we get there. Actually, that'd be super cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So under their brand, we're gonna do a collab effort, and he's like, dude, you make some of the best necks, so I would love to use you for that if that makes sense. And it sounds like we're gonna do some limited runs. He's not looking to do a ton of them.
Yeah.
But 24 scale, different pickups, a few different colors. Roasted maple necks, I think. That's what I like. Roasted every time.
Yeah, roasted's good. I feel like I was late to that train, you know. It was like, I should have got some roasted. Some of the like things I was like, I should have got it roasted. But it's okay.
Yeah. And as they age, like the maple ages, you're like, okay, non-roasted. You're just like, okay, that is still pretty good.
Well, that is one interesting thing about, I don't know if it's the finish or the overall feel. I don't know exactly what it is, but that's one thing I noticed with the Navigator. It was like, it feels like it has been, even though I know that it's not. Like, there's something to the texture of the finish on it that, like, like looking at it, it looks like regular maple, but it's never felt as sticky as a maple neck. And I'm not just talking about like the high gloss ones that are sticky. It's even the ones that are more matte like yours. I've never encountered a maple neck that feels quite like that to me.
That's cool, man. Yeah, I don't know if it's just the shape, and I think one thing I've done is like, I cut on the CNC, but I definitely like really roll the edges and like use hand paper a lot to kind of create that organic curve.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the shape's established loosely with the CNC, and then I hand finish them, and apparently it shows.
Yeah, Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, man.
So what are you thinking? Like, the guitar industry's been a weird place lately, and
It has.
you've been one that's able to stick it out and like make things happen. And I think that's half the battle. I've told this
Yeah.
story a million times, but I'll never forget. I was at NAMM, and another pedal builder, a smaller pedal builder, was talking to Josh Scott, and this is like way pre-pandemic. Might have been my second NAMM. I can't remember.
Yeah.
They're like, so what do what's your advice for somebody newer or smaller? And he was just like, stick around. If you can stick around, you'll be doing better than most people. So
Yeah.
I was like, what? I didn't really fully grasp it at the time. And now, having been in it for a while, I totally get it. So
Yeah.
like, what do you attribute you being able to stick around to?
Just kind of keeping at it.
Mm-hmm.
Still trying to make guitars, even in difficult seasons, whether it's in personal life or whatever. You just got to keep making them, because there's never something that I've got a few on the rack now. We're getting ready for the busy season, but like, just make them.
Yeah,
just make them. Know what you're making. Talk to some people about creative ideas. I've done the satin exposed green thing for a long time, so I'm getting ready to pivot a little bit into some of the glossy stuff and just kind of expand what I've done for so long. And yeah, just keep on making them, keep the living expenses low, and do what you can. Sometimes it gets hard. That
is a hack that I think is not really talked about with small business that much. It's tough because maybe you're starting something and obviously the money's usually not there, right? When you're starting out. Maybe you see some success and it can be tempting to let that lifestyle creep get in. And then, and people do it with their businesses too. That the amount of coffee shop owners I've talked to that are rolling around in G-Wagons for the tax write-off that end up failing eventually. It's become such a thing that like every time I see a G-Wagon, I'm like, is that a failed business owner or a failing business owner? Because a lot of them do. They like see, it has to be over 6,000 pounds in order to write it off, blah, blah, blah. And I understand that mentality, but it's like, it's still like 100 and whatever grand. So you sure you want to be doing
G-Wagon. Do you know what I drive? Do you remember what I drive?
I don't remember what you drive.
I picked up 12 years ago now, a 92 F-150 extended cab long bed.
Yeah.
I bought it because it was cheap. Now they're cool. Although the transmission's starting to go clunk and the engine's like little tick, 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 tick. And you're like, how much longer is this 260,000 miles going to last me?
The thing about it being not cheap anymore, though, is now it's worth fixing. So, right?
It's still worth 5,000 probably with the mileage, but it's got some rust, so it needs a repaint. But part of me, just like based on principle, I'm like, I still love the truck. I could see myself putting an engine in a trans and repainting it
100%.
For a loss. But it's like I look at those 50s and 60s and 70s trucks, like they went through engines and trans and repaints, and like especially the 70s trucks, it seems like at least when we were growing up, like a lot of those were still kind of floating around, and a lot of them are still solid. I
spent a lot of times in a 70s F-250, like a lot of time. And
I'm just like, you know what? Like, why do I need a new truck? And even looking at new trucks, and you're like, what are Tacomas now, 40 or 60 or something like that?
I think used Tacomas are 40. Like,
I'm just like, this is such a joke. I could put 10 grand into my truck and have it for another 10 to 20 years.
I have the exact same thing. I have a 94 Chevy heavy half ton, basically, that I bought when I was 17 and tired of driving exploding Subarus, $500 Subarus, back when that was a thing that you could pick up. That's not a thing anymore. So I spent more than I should have, and I bought this truck, and but I still have it. And every time I look at it, I'm like, it starts, drives, it's comfortable, like it's weirdly comfortable still, even though it's kind of an old truck.
Honestly, the seats, I don't know what kind of foam they use in those seats, so I'm like, they don't make foam like this anymore.
No, it's so good. I love driving that thing, and now it's so old that I've got it registered as a classic. So,
do you really?
Yeah.
Is it a 30-year cutoff or something? Is that an Oregon thing?
25 in Oregon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder what California's doing for that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. So I did that. I was like going to go through all the stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. How old is this thing now? Wait a classic truck, baby.
It's as old as me.
Yeah, exactly. Just getting close. But I did the same math though. I was like, I could put if this thing goes, it's still got a lot of life in it. I could easily put some money into it, and I still like it. So why would I spend $50,000? And that'd be a cheap new truck, unfortunately. Yeah, no, I'm gonna keep riding the old guy. That's the one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I feel better driving it. My dad, I'm not a huge car guy, but growing up, my dad had a 1931 Model A that was pretty stock. But like every time we drove it, just smiles all around. Like, people just love the old stuff, man. And it just, I've driven it a few times. For the car guys out there, the engine had no synchros in it in the transmission. So you have to do double clutching.
Yep.
So it was first to neutral, clutch in, clutch out, and then back, and then trying to do the rev match on the downshift at 3 speed. It was just like, all right, let's do the guess and grind. Like, all right, here we go.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, that takes me back too. Yeah, that's not something I had to deal with on a regular car, but I drove a lot of old diesel trucks in my day.
Yeah,
probably
worn out
semis and
synchros.
Yeah, and everything was like like this takes me back.
I can even relate this back to guitar. It's like that very interactive feel. Like this Model A is crazy because you adjust the timing on the spark as you drive it. There's a little knob. So if you're going faster, and then
because it didn't have a mechanical advance inside, I'm guessing. Is that?
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's a little knob you turn, little knob and a pull directly to the distributor. And I might be having all this backwards, but yeah, you'd retard the spark when you'd start it cold, and then you have to advance it just a little bit while you drive. And then once it warms up and you're going faster, advance a little bit more. And this is so funny. We put an air filter on the carburetor. It's like, oh no air filter. And it ran so rich, not enough oxygen that it wouldn't run right. So we put the air filter back off and it ran right. But it's like funny things where it's like not tinkering, but you learn how to work with something and like, it's that relationship. And I think that's what I love about the guitar. It's this active relationship. And like, I've been thinking about unpotted pickups. Although like it wouldn't work for you, but I'm just like, ooh, the gold foil thing, unpotted pickups. I'm like, ooh, I want to try to wind a set of my own buckers and make them unpotted. And see how
that's
those
the
feel.
thing. Oh, I totally understand what you're saying. In between the time we've talked, ended up with all the stuff that Ken from Roadhouse Pickups used to make, and he came by and showed me the basics and showed me how to make his pickups. And
no way.
Yeah. And so I got my feet wet with it and went, yeah, I'm this is cool, but I'm not doing this. Like,
do you still have all the tools?
So I transferred him over to Sean at Gun Street. And so
that's what's going on.
Yeah, he already had some of his stuff. Not his stuff. He had some of his own stuff, and then he got all the stuff from Ken as well as like his custom bobbins and everything. And he gave us the go ahead to like make all that stuff, which was really nice of him because he makes really interesting stuff.
Dang.
And so that potted versus unpotted debate we've had internally a bunch of times because he just released a bunch of humbuckers this year, and we were like, I'm like, the unpotted ones sound better. Like they do. We went back and forth a bunch of times. I'm like, these ones do sound like more articulate and like there's something about it. But for that extra 10% that we like it better, there's probably 40% of people that are like, it's too noisy, Yeah. So
that and your liability of dead coils, and it's just for production, it just doesn't make sense. Like if I were to ever sell unpotted pickups, I'd be like, no returns. This coil will fail eventually, and it's going to feed back. And buy at your own discretion.
Yeah, but it's going to sound awesome.
But you're going to have fun for a while.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the reality. Like, there's no way around that, really. So, enjoy it while you have it. But it's the customer service thing really pushed us over the top because as a company that sells a lot of DIY stuff, he's already buried in like, what's a ground wire? questions. So,
Watch my 50 videos on electrical guitar wiring before you ask me anything.
I mean, it's some
Have
of
you
it
watched
is,
my 5 videos yet before you can call me or
Yeah.
talk to me or text me or whatever?
we're trying to make it as easy as possible. That's why the shift to solderless was so crazy.
Yeah.
We felt like the market was really ready for it, and he had a really cool design that hadn't been done by anybody else, and it addressed a lot of the issues that people run into with solderless. Plus gives you more options. Plus it's rather affordable, and plus most people don't have soldering irons. Just straight fact. So
And then most of them are afraid to use the leaded solder, which doesn't work either.
You got to be real good. Yeah.
Who knows how long we're going to live with all this leaded solder, but I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah. And that was a process too. Had to switch all that stuff over to switch it to unleaded,
Yeah.
which was a learning curve, but he did it because he's been soldering for over a decade, constantly, every day. So,
Yeah.
But he's a real sharp guy. But those solderless kits have been, not to turn this into this plug for Gun Street, but the solderless kits have been enormous for us. So it was a cool switch.
Hey, I don't care what we talk about. We're here to talk about gear and the excitement of gear. So
I don't even talk about that sometimes.
I was joking with some guys this morning. One guy I'm going to probably make a guitar for had his buddy reach out in the group chat. And I'm like, hi, I'm Chad. I'm a gear addict. And he's like, oh my gosh, you're freaking cracking me up. I'm like, don't laugh. This is a real struggle. And we joked about making a gear addicts Facebook group and just it all being humor. It'd be great.
Well, it's weird because you go through phases like you're talking about where you're nerding out about aspects of building, but also as like a gear nerd, there are times where it's like it's all about pedals, and then maybe it's all about amps, and then maybe it's back to the guitar itself. And I feel like I go through phase right now. I'm in an amp phase. I'm like, ooh, more amps. That's what I need. More amps. And I'm like, I don't need more amps. I don't.
Yeah,
but I do. But I do. Yeah. I don't have a super reverb yet. Need one of those,
Yes, please. We could build a kit together and we could film it, how we both mess it up or something.
Yeah.
How about that?
Well, that's the other weird thing about me, and this is probably where we're a little different. I am a DIYer with like everything except guitar stuff. Like I can set up a guitar.
That's so funny.
I can do. I have the ability to do a lot of things in it. When people are like, "You want to build a kit?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I don't want to do that. I just want to play it."
That's so fun. Yeah, I was gonna say, is it the instant reward gratification thing, like for you with that?
It's just like it's one of those weird things. Like it doesn't feel like a challenge. It feels with certain things, I should say.
Yeah.
Like I know I couldn't come in and like build a guitar. That's not in my skill set. But like as far as like assembling an amp, well, not right now. Maybe I could learn it, but I couldn't just do it. I know I could assemble an amp from a kit. Like I know I could, and it's just not. It just feels like a time suck to me. I'm like, yeah, but it wouldn't be as good as if somebody else did it. And well,
the problem with those kits is if there's something wrong and you can't see it in like the diagram, I have no idea what to diagnose. Other than it's like, oh, I didn't put that wire to that point, but let's say the schematic was off on one point. Yes. I couldn't troubleshoot that. It's all trash.
Yeah, I think I could figure it out. That's a little bit in my background, but
okay.
With like doing mechanic work and electrical systems and stuff, I could figure it out. And I should clarify, when I say I know I could build one, I'm like, if somebody sent me a Champ kit, I could definitely put that together.
Yeah.
If you start talking like, here's this MIDI switching, channel switching, multiple gain stage monster, I'm like, no, okay, white flag. No, I'm just saying I could build you a Fender Champ, I'm sure. Which is rather simple. Yeah.
That's what I've been playing here in the shop. If you see any of the Instagram videos or whatever, I have this little tiny mahogany Champ that I made, that little 8-inch speaker, and it's like, why does that sound so good on an iPhone video? I don't know.
It just rips.
Like it sounds like an iPhone video for sure, but it's it's also an 8-inch speaker.
Yeah.
Which doesn't sound good usually. It sounds very boxy.
Yeah, you're not usually trying to replicate a lot of low end though when you're driving an 8-inch speaker, so maybe that's why it works on the tiny little microphone.
It gets more low end than you'd expect, even in person. So I don't know.
Yeah, Champs are weird. They're such a crazy little circuit. There's just not a lot going on, but when you hit that sweet spot with them, man, It really is. It's cool.
Yeah, you plug them into like a 112, or if the what's it called? The transformer can handle like a 212. You're just like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I got this speaker from WGS. It's an 8-inch, and I feel like it was designed to replace the Champ speakers. And I don't remember. I think it's a. I could look. It's right here. One second. I think it's a ceramic speaker. Let me check real quick.
It probably is.
Hey, Rocky.
What's up, Vincent?
Did you hear about the latest?
Latest what?
The latest drop from Maris. It's totally insane.
No, tell me more.
Maris just released Enzo X.
What's that?
Enzo X is a supernova expansion from the original Enzo into the highest quality and most flexible studio synthesizer ever created in a pedal format.
Whoa!
Enzo X combines 5 synth types, 5 drives, 3 reverbs, and 5 modulations. It also includes a full 2.5 second stereo delay, all in one pedal.
That sounds hard to use.
It's not. The UI is from the same family as the Mercury X and the LVX. It's super easy to dive in and see exactly what you are tweaking in real time.
Oh, I see. It's right there on the screen.
Yep.
Is it this for guitars, though?
Nope. You can plug almost anything into the Enzo X, including your MIDI controller.
That sounds incredible. Where do I get it?
You can pick up Enzo X online at maris.us or at any of their fine retailers across the globe.
Did you just say across the globe?
They know what I meant.
Wait, are we getting paid for this?
I'm still waiting on that cash money from last time.
He better at least give us pizza for dinner.
I'm not giving him his Enzo X back until he does.
For more information, make sure you check out maris.us, and apparently I have to go order a pizza. How exactly do artists get their music on Spotify, Apple Music, Deezer, Tidal, all these services? How in the world do you get your music there? Well, in the past, you had to use something called a record label. But these days, you can use DistroKid. DistroKid is the absolute easiest way to get your music up on streaming services, and it's the most affordable way to do so. Not only do plans start at $22.99 for the entire year, that's less than $2 a month, DistroKid also does not take a cut of your streaming revenue, unlike some other services out there. Even better if you sign up by going to tonemob.com/distrokid. That's tonemob.com/distrokid. One more time, that's tonemob.com/distrokid. You'll get 30% off. That's right, 30% off their already extremely reasonable prices. So go to tonemob.com/distrokid and get your music out there. We are brought to you today by Sweetwater, specifically the Gear Exchange. You may have heard about this. This is a place where you can go to buy and sell your used gear. Maybe you got a pedal over there that's just kind of collecting dust. Maybe there's something you've been eyeing from the Sweetwater catalog. Well, right now is a great time to turn that unused gear into something you're actually going to use. Even better, if you sell on the Gear Exchange, you can keep 100% of the sale as long as you choose a Sweetwater gift card as your payout method. That is not too shabby because, let's be honest, most of this buying and selling we do is just to fund new gear purchases, and that is a great way to reach a wide variety of customers and keep 100% in your pocket, or rather on your pedal board. So go check out the Sweetwater Gear Exchange and turn that unused gear into something that's actually going to help you write that next huge riff.
I like it. This is super fun.
Knocking everything over.
Breaking stuff. But yeah, no, I love that you're grabbing gear off the wall and we're talking about it. And yeah, man, this is super fun.
You know what? That was a waste of time because I can't see it as good as I thought I could, and I'm not going to take the.
Is that a vintage one? Is that a vintage one?
Yeah, that's my grandpa's. Yeah.
Can I just see the patina on it? I want to see the patina if you can grab it.
Might be plugged in, so I don't know how far I can drag it.
Oh my gosh, that looks severely clean.
It's very clean.
Oh my gosh, someone brought one in No way. Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous. I love just the originals on those. I know someone locally brought one in that his grandpa had, and he's not a guitar player. And I was like, man, they're so cool. They're
Yeah.
so cool.
I got real lucky. Again, I've told this story a million times, but my
Yeah.
grandpa was watching Antiques Roadshow, and this is years ago. He's no longer with us, unfortunately, but he all of a sudden a 55, 56 Les Paul Jr. came out, and they appraised it at some high price. And he like looked over at grandma. He's like, "Oh, I've got one of those." She's like, "You do?" And so he went and got his out of the closet, and it had done like the classic. It's a 55, so the bridge pins were pulled forward, and
Okay.
and then he was telling me this. I'm like, "You do?" Like I knew he played guitar a little bit, but he was mostly a piano player, and so I was like, "Well, let me take a look at that." And I looked at it, and this was before I knew a lot about guitars, but I knew this is a cool vintage guitar. Let me take it to a reputable shop and we'll get it all spruced up. So I did that, got it back, brought it back to him, and he was like, "Oh, cool, this is awesome. Here, you can have it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so my dad's always like, "I got passed over for the Les Paul Jr."
Dang, how much are those worth now? And do you still have it? I would assume you would.
Of course I still have it. Yeah,
That's never sell.
It's usually hanging like right where that red Equits is, but I took it for a shoot, so it's in its bag right now. But yeah, definitely still have it. And he also
this is so fun.
That Champ, and then he had it's a 61, and then he had a 56 Champ as well, and that's at my dad's house. So he had like this secret stash of cool like some semi entry level, but really cool vintage guitars guitar gear that he had when he was a kid that was just in the closet for years and nobody really knew.
Oh my gosh, the Les Paul Jr. That's a single pickup one, right?
Yeah, the single P90. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that thing probably sounds like a monster.
It's so cool. I love it so much.
Because those are going to be unpotted pickups.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got the original pickups in it. I mean, they've survived this long. He didn't play it that much, after the 60s, really, maybe the 70s. So it was in the case for a long time, not really accumulate any. He didn't take it on like a lot of gigs or anything. He was just playing it with his brothers around the house whenever they'd come over, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it lived a pretty easy life, and so did his amps. That's why they're so clean.
Yeah.
But he was a smoker, so somehow the amps don't smell like smoke. I think he must have went outside. He always smoked outside when I was a kid, so maybe he always smoked outside.
Grandma's like, "Go outside."
Yeah. You know what? Now that I think about it, my mom did say, yeah, he always went outside or in the garage.
That's good.
Yeah.
Or in the garage.
Yeah. That's why his amps don't smell.
Dang. Man, no, this is so fun because just seeing some of your stuff get me excited about gear and different concepts and stuff. I find it. I don't know if you've had seasons where you just life gets busy and difficult and you just kind of you're just like, nah, we're out gear. That's been me for a little bit. So I've gotten this fresh kick and I'm just like, oh, this is awesome. Let's go.
It's a weird thing because I think you surround yourself with it the way we have, and it can be easy to forget kind of where you came from when you were a kid.
Yes.
And all this stuff was totally unattainable and totally ridiculous to even imagine that you would get it. And then once you get it and you've experienced it for a long time, sometimes you're like, oh yeah, I'm just kind of, oh yeah, it's just a thing or whatever. And you lose that childlike excitement. But I think if you recognize that and then actually think about, I do that. I've kind of made it a little bit of a practice where I'm like, man, 14-year-old me would be so stoked on all this stuff. All the stuff I get to do and the people I get to talk to, like yourself and everybody that's all fired up about the same thing. Unbelievable to me that at that age that this would be a thing that I get to do. So it helps keep that spark going.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can't tell you how thankful I am to be here and just talking with you for that reason alone. Right. It's I got friends and I'm we're here, we're talking about fun stuff and I'm excited and the world needs more gold foils. That's my kick right now.
Yes.
So I'm going to speak the gold foil gospel, although it comes in phases. And that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah. I love it, dude. Yes. So as far as you're talking about pickups, and that's like
Yeah.
something you're really nerding out about right now.
Yeah.
Is that the main focus? But I saw your
No.
eyes light up a little bit when I said amps. Yeah.
I'm getting excited about those too. I've been working with some of the guys that do patches and stuff. If you ever heard of Tone Shepherd, he lives locally to me, and but his amp collection that he's working on, I'm just like, whoa. So he's works at a church. He's got a setup in his church office where he does all of his recording, and he said he got this boutique amp that I forgot the brand name, but I guess Coldplay plays it. So he got one of those imported from England, and I'm like, dude, and just his level of Bad Cat amps that he has, and different. He's got stacks of speakers because he'll change speakers in the cabinets and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, so yeah, he's played some of my guitars, and he's like, I've never played a guitar that I actually feel like is home, except for yours. And so yeah, I let him borrow one. I'm like, hey, I sold that one. I need to take it back. And he's like,
no,
okay, I need one. Yeah. So we're shooting some not demo videos, but he's kind of documenting the craft, and hopefully you'll see that pretty soon. His production quality is like incredible, and his storytelling is really cool too, visually, and working with me audio to do that too. So yeah, I'm pumped for some of that stuff, if that makes sense. Amps, like satellite. I remember every time I play a satellite amp, I'm just like, I want one so bad, right? But how do we keep justifying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 pieces of gear? It's like, eventually got to sell one to get one, or I don't know.
It's for work.
yeah. That's the living inside and outside your means thing we were just talking about.
Yeah, exactly. No, 100%. That's what my wife and I joke all the time, because there's a Seinfeld episode where Kramer's telling Jerry, like, just return it to the post office or whatever, or keep it. That's what it was. Just keep it. It's a write-off for them. And Jerry looks at him and says, you don't even know what a write-off is, do you? And then he says, no, but they do. And they're the ones writing it off.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah. I'm like, that's the trap that people fall into. It's a write-off. But the thing is, you have to have the revenue in order to have the expense. If you don't have the revenue to justify the expense, then you're just eating into your own everything, basically. Ability to operate at that point.
No, for sure. And that's just a wild journey that happens all the time. Because like, I think most of us are creative gear nerds, and the lure to new gear is always very high, but it's got to come with time.
Sometimes that can be translated into things that actually, help the business instead of just, not that new amps don't, but at the same time, like maybe something for the CNC, maybe a new clamp, maybe
absolutely,
a new spray gun, whatever makes more sense and sometimes costs less depending on what it is.
Refocusing that creativity and that inspiration into something that's more profitable or like reasonable, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Have you found any tools of the trade over the years that you were like, wow, I can't believe I did it that way. Now I do it this way, and it's so much easier or better, or some combination of the two?
Oh man. Just changing the way the machine cuts, like toolpath files. So toolpaths are the way I program to which way to go, how fast, how deep, how fast it slows down, right? So you just change the order and stack. And I was like, wow, my necks used to take like an hour and a half to cut out. Now they take an hour and 10 minutes. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you realize you just save 20 minutes per neck times 80, 100, whatever I make. And then you're like, okay, what other process can we do that with? And all of a sudden you're just like shaving off time. And you're like, wait, my solid bodies take this much time? They used to take literally twice that to make.
Yeah.
I'm talking handwork, assembly, all that stuff. And even like, I got to be on my A game, but like, and maybe this number doesn't mean anything to anyone, but I did an assembly in like 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, and that included fret level. And I was
Okay.
just like, okay, I can't live on that level. It's like, you got to get plenty of sleep. You got to be like, hustle, go, go, go. You're burning adrenaline. So yeah, I think I shoot for 3 hours, 30 minutes for assemblies. Sometimes it drifts to 4. If I could do 3, that's really cool.
Yeah.
But even that, like, it's pretty quick. It used to take me like 5 hours to do an assembly. So yeah.
Yeah, the things you learn over time, and like for us and what we do, it's so incremental with either efficiencies or cost savings or both. Sometimes they combine together, and we're talking like, oh wow, this is amazing. We figured out a way to save 7 cents per set, which sounds ridiculous to anybody we say it to, and we're like, spread that over how many sets we produce a day now.
That's a ton of money.
Yeah. And that's more that we can put back into the company and, more resources to try to get that down even further. And it's not like we're going to sacrifice anything to try to get that. Like, it has to still hit these same standards while also, hopefully getting a reduction in cost over time. And some of that only happens with scale. That's the other part. It's like if the scale isn't there, then it is just going to be more expensive, which is wild. Trying to learn manufacturing from not a straight up manufacturing background. Like I've done a little bit of small scale stuff here and there, but not anything like what we're doing now. It's been a learning curve for sure. Like
it's complex. There's so many moving parts
and so many ways to do it, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you do it the Toyota way or do you do it the Ford way? Like what is your theory that you're operating under? Because that changes how you do everything, basically.
Yeah. I know for me, I've saved time, and I've actually added a little bit more time to my fret ends and like the edge of the fretboard. I've spent more time doing there because I took time off in other places. Now I can afford time to spend more time and slow down and do an even better job on stuff that counts. So that's you guys probably do stuff similar. It's like, oh, we saved time. Wait, there's this thing we want to do a little bit better, and now we have the margin to do so.
One of the craziest things that I was so counterintuitive to me was slowing the machines down. So we relied on our winders for a lot of this input. And as somebody in that position, it's more fun to be like, pedal to the metal, boys, we're going. And you're like trying to get as many done as you can. Now they're also the QC team, so there's definitely limits to that. So like once they rip through a batch, if half of it's garbage, you didn't do anything, slow down, obviously. But then we just standardized. We realized it's not so much about how much output can you maintain, like maximum output for 20 minutes. That doesn't really matter. What mattered was steady. So slowing everybody way down and having it be on a pace, like you need to crank one out every whatever the number is. I don't even know what it is right now.
Yeah.
And just slow down. Everyone's going, it's so slow. This is so much easier, but so much more boring. But the product comes out better, and we get more of it that way when people are just on a steady pace instead of just burning themselves out.
And that's what I was saying with the assembly. I can do that 2.5 hour assembly every once in a while, but how many times do I slip and nick the finish and have to repaint it? If I keep that level, and any mistake there, any like going back to do another stage blows through any time I just saved.
That probably worse than that, right? Probably.
That's usually with what I do, and probably what you do, but it's more consequential because I only have one piece I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's high value. So any mistake that has to be redone is like exorbitantly expensive.
That's why everybody asks why we've been saying we'll have flatwounds one day for so many years, is because we're still working on the final tweaks to how we want to do it. But what people don't realize is with a flatwound bass string, especially, there's multiple layers to it. And if you screw up any one of those layers, the whole thing goes in the garbage. There's no going back and fixing it. Like, it's just like, whoops, throw it away. Now all that time that was spent on that string is just wasted labor and wasted time because you messed up the final stage of polishing or something. Because you can't unwrap them and rewrap them. It's not a thing.
Yes. Strings are done or trash.
Yep.
Like there's no in between. Guitar, you can fudge your mistakes and recover from mistakes at different things. And I think what makes a great luthier is someone who knows how to correct those mistakes and utilize things in ways that you just get creative, And there's stuff that's trash and you throw it away when it's trash.
Yeah.
But
sure.
But there's a lot that you can kind of make work. And I think anytime you can think like that, it's like you're on your A game.
Mm-hmm.
Hello there. I'd like to introduce you to your new best friend, the Chase Bliss Audio Lossy. Lossy is a collaboration between Chase Bliss and Goodhertz. And it's meant to give you some control over those weird digital artifacts that come with very compressed audio. You're hearing it right now. All the changes that are taking place are strictly coming from my playing dynamics. I'm just interacting with the pedal and letting it do its thing. In some true stereo goodness. If you'd like some more details about Lossy, I'd invite you to head over to chaseblissaudio.com. I think you're going to like what you find.
Introducing Meta Ray-Ban Display, the world's most advanced AI glasses. With a full color display built into the lens of the glasses, it's there when you need it and gone when you don't. Send and receive messages, translate or caption live conversations, collaborate with Meta AI, and more. Be one of the first to try Meta Ray-Ban Display. Visit meta.com/Meta Ray-Ban Display to book a demo and find your pair.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... there, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
Yeah, that's an interesting point too, is that there are things that I was like, oh, this was supposed to be a whatever top with this finish, and it's like, well, it can't be that anymore. So yeah. I guess that will now become a matte finish or whatever. I'm like, what are some things you've had to adjust in the moment like that?
With the roasted wood, sometimes you get cracks in the material. So like an example is if I get cracks in the material and it needs to get stained, the glue is going to prevent the stain from soaking in the wood. So I can't use it for that. So now it goes to a different grade of paint or color. The wood's fine with the glue in it. We're talking like little splinters and chips here and there. And there's a lot of room and margin for like glue doesn't make it sound any different. But, it's also a quality factor. Sometimes it's so far gone, it's like, yeah, all right. Mm-hmm. That's going to the firewood bin, to the fire pit. But yeah, that's the main one. Just wood grain and choice. I use a lot of grain, as you can see back in Goldilocks back there.
Oh yeah, it's shimmering back there.
Yeah. So just whatever it takes to, and then having different classes of both weight and aesthetic, and you're trying to use as much material as you can, especially with the roasted stuff. It's a very expensive process. People don't realize it, but it can like double and triple and even quadruple the price of the piece of wood.
Really? I didn't realize that. No.
It's because there's so many shipping logistics between like getting the wood from the source, the wood then goes to the supplier then selects the wood to go to the roaster. And so like, for instance, the logistics to get swamp ash to Los Angeles is about the cost of the swamp ash load itself.
Yeah.
So you've doubled your cost to get it there. And then now you need to select your high-end material to go to the roaster. And you pay a high exorbitant shipping fee to the roaster. And the roaster has to get so many board feet, so much wood to put into the box. So it just like, I bought an oven finally here for the shop, and I think I'm going to try roasting some of my own body woods and doing it that way.
You grabbed the next question. I was like, I just assumed, me being a total layperson when it comes to guitar construction, that you bought the wood from the supplier already roasted. So
no, that's what I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Well, but it depends on which supplier and what's going on. And then the roasted swamp ash is just really, really expensive. And the swamp ash is it's available, but it's challenging to get, especially in the specific grain patterns you want. And then you get a whole load of like stuff to make 3 and 4 piece bodies. But it's like, I can only use 2 piece stuff. So as you can see, like that window of what I can use keeps getting narrower and narrower. So if I can select swamp ash and throw it in my oven here on demand, do it that way. I wouldn't do next because there's a process where some people say that you can lock the moisture into the wood and then it's not stable. So I'm like, it's a body blank. If I mess up that, and there's plenty of other guys, I know mandolin makers that roast their own wood. I'm like, they care a lot about their stuff moving. So I'm just like, we'll try it with some bodies and we'll go from there and see what makes sense.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't even think, well, yeah, I guess if you roast it too fast, the outside would become hardened, and then that, I guess I was thinking that doesn't make any sense, but
or your roast doesn't go all the way through,
right? You don't do it long enough, yeah,
because you're pulling it almost to the point of combustion, so you potentially can start a fire.
Fun.
So I'm thinking about, it's going to be on wheels. It's going to go outside the shop. If there's any issues, it will be out on the concrete.
Yes, good plan.
But what was I going to say with that? Yeah, it's just a challenge to get the material and just knowing what to roast, when, how to do it.
Well,
slower is going to be my technique. And if you go too cooked, the wood gets too brittle, and it's like working with wood that kind of feels like charcoal.
Yeah, just starts going to powder.
Yeah, you drill it or it chips out all the time. So there's a real balance there. And yeah.
And it probably varies with the specific piece of wood too, because wood's organic and not all of them are exactly the same. That's how it is. So
some will crack, some won't. There's some techniques. So those are my two nerding out pickups, and wood roasting are kind of my next things on the calendar.
See, this is why I like doing this podcast. I learn something new all the time. When I think I've heard all of the nuances of guitar building, I thought roasting was rather straightforward. Turns out, nope.
I don't know exactly, but I think there's only like 1 to 3 roasters in all of the US. So it's like, as you can imagine, the logistical ping pong, especially being on the West Coast, most of that stuff's like middle of the country, East Coast kind of stuff. So yeah.
Fun stuff. Well, speaking of acquiring materials, has that been a challenge for you with all the tariffs and stuff? I don't mean to get political or anything, but has that affected you in the way that I hear it affecting other people?
Surprisingly, not as much. So some of my suppliers are increasing their prices, but I feel like I'm only seeing like 5 to 20% increases, which is a bit, and the materials in the guitars are expensive and adds a lot to my cost, but not as much as it's affecting other people. Yeah. So, because I'm buying a lot of stuff that's already pre-imported to the US, and then I'm buying from suppliers that way. I know some people that buy direct from like China and stuff. It's been a real challenge.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting cases direct from China, so I'll be subjected to some of that stuff. But it's a good solid case, and even just like the ribbing, it's going to be like a monocell case, but even just the plastic housing that they put in it is like insanely strong, and it's insanely padded. So we'll see.
Yeah,
I'll get my embroidered logo on it. I hate buying stuff from overseas, but we can't make that stuff here, and it's that layer, man.
No, I get it. Yeah, it's weird. Like either you get it or you have something worse. Like, well, I don't want to have something worse. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Well, that's somebody asked me this the other day about like sourcing wire and stuff. And the fact is that the US makes the best wire for making guitar strings right now. You can get it from other places, and so far in our experience, not very good. So we don't use it. We if there was a source that was better for some reason, by some measure, we would use it. And we're not really concerned with, I would prefer to buy from US always, but if there's a better material that's going to improve our product quality or improve some aspect of it, then we're going to do it. Even if it costs more, we would do it. But the fact is that the US materials for making strings are the best right now. And we've tested everything we know that's available. So it's, hasn't affected us. Yeah, it's the Chinese wire's real bad. At least all the ones we've seen. We thought there was going to be some from India that was real solid because the samples were awesome, and they sent us the batch, and it was horrible. Unusable. It's just really, really bad.
Talk about wasted money in your production of like, I still had to buy that wire, and that just ate through the margins that we had on running the American wire stuff.
It was upsetting.
You get to a point where it's like, it's not even worth trying because our trying has been so whimsical. Like, stick to what you know.
It does make you have a bad taste for wanting to venture from the stuff that's already proven itself. But yeah, like I said, at the same time, we got those samples. We're like, this is going to be amazing. This stuff is so good. I'm like, now I'm wondering, like, is this even from the same place? Did you even actually make those samples, or did you order those samples from
America?
From America, because they're not the same thing at all that showed up. It was such hot garbage, but so it goes. So this has been behind the scenes with Chad and Blake. Now you know some of the frustrations that you never see come out in public. But
I think of like Duck Dynasty, where they like do those fake like improv, like we messed it up kind of stuff, and it's like it'd be funny to have stuff like that clipped from both of our shops. So much
yeah, there's more than you would expect. It's that's one thing about like
so much agony.
That's right. Well, that's one thing about working in the guitar manufacturing space, whether it's guitars, strings, pedals, amps. One thing I've noticed is that this isn't true across the board, but a lot of my peers have expressed that when they go to hire somebody, they get a lot of applications from people who are like, sick guitars. That means I get to play guitar all the time because I'm working around guitars. And then you're like, no, dog, this is manufacturing. You're going to be soldering or sanding or wiring or doing something else. You're actually never going to play guitar unless it's on your lunch break.
And by the time you'd be so sick of sanding them, you won't even want to play them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of funny. And I get it because I remember outside looking in before, even taking like a tour of Gibson, being like, man, it'd be so cool to work here. And I'm sure at times it is, but most of the time it's a job like anybody else's job. So yeah. But,
I think and it's rewarding. It's super rewarding. And even what you do to be like, wow, like, no, I made improvements to what I love. Mm-hmm. And that alone is really special.
I think the most rewarding part is just hearing how happy the end result makes some people. And then what's really cool is, like, for me, once in a while, it happens that, like, oh, wow, one of my favorite artists is now using that stuff. And I watched them live. They were playing our stuff. Whoa. I just got back from Red Rocks and the whole band was playing our strings. And I was like, this is so sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only I know that, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. It's still cool. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, I know. I got a screenshot of someone playing my guitar at a stage in like DC for something, and I posted on Instagram. I'm like, who knows who this guy is? Like, someone just took a picture of their TV screen. They're like, dude, your guitars are even like here. And I was like, that's so funny because it's just me. There's not that many guitars out there.
Right. Right. Well, I think the people that gravitate towards the stuff you do, and the Guitar Center CEO got in trouble for this, but I, excuse me, I think I know where he's coming from. One moment.
Yeah.
This lovely cough's creeping up on me still. Sorry, everybody.
Much better.
He was talking about serious players. He's like, he was wanting to make Guitar Center a little bit more for serious players. And a lot of people push back on that. They're like, what, you mean just for blues lawyers? It's like, no, it's for people who really care. Like there are people who are very casual golfers and they maybe have a set of clubs, or maybe they don't even own a set of clubs. They just rent every time. And they're like, but I do it once in a while. That's a more casual golfer, right?
Yeah.
And then there's more serious golfers who love it and do it every weekend or every day. And they have all these different clubs that they nerd out about the angles of. I'm out of my depth because I don't golf, but I'm just trying to find another analogy. And they're more serious about it. And that's okay. So like everybody pushed back against him saying, we're trying to cater to more serious players now. Like, why is that a bad thing? There's a lot of us that cater to more serious players, yourself included, I think.
The Guitar Center headquarters is 20 minutes from me in Westlake. And one of the guys that works there was like, hey, we're trying to do more of the boutique thing. Like, let us know if you're interested. I'm like, dude, I don't have to keep up my own production, let alone like Guitar Center, like boutique. Although it's like, dude, provide whatever you want and we'll find a place for it. And I was like, maybe, but then there's the margin thing. But I'm just like, I think that's cool that they're trying to step out into that market, that see it as viable and important. And that kind of gives worth to what a lot of us custom builders are doing. It's like, yeah, no, we're in the mix, like, and we matter. And just because we're small, 1, 2, 5, 10 man shops, like, no, we're holding our own weight because we care.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just the serious players that would gravitate towards the higher end stuff. I'm sure you can relate to this. How many times did you go into a guitar store? Maybe it was Guitar Center, maybe it was somewhere else, as a kid who didn't really have any money, but you were still serious about it. You still loved it. You'd go in there and spend hours drooling over stuff. And then hopefully one day you could go get it. I consider those kids just as serious, or maybe they're not kids. Maybe they're just getting started and they're still very excited and they're full grown adults, like whatever.
All the time. I've been following you for 4 years. I don't think they've been saving, but like I've been wanting your guitars and I haven't had the opportunity yet. And I've been waiting for years and now is my time.
Yep.
And I'm just like, that's really cool. That's really cool that I was able to impact you in a way that like I added value to what you're wanting to do in your expression. And I'm like, those are the stories you're like, yeah, that's really cool. I like that.
Yeah, because we all remember when that was us, and I mean, it still is for me. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, I follow a lot of custom builders, and I can't afford to buy from everybody all the time.
Yeah,
but once in a while, it happens, and it's like, hey, I like what you do. I've been wanting this for a while, and now's the time. And you never know when that time might be. But it's just a special part of the industry that I'm glad exists, and I think it's mostly filled with very inspired people making stuff for other inspired people, and I think that's really a special thing.
Yeah, no, for sure, it really is.
Well, Chad, we have crested the hour mark. I've already talked to you about Boss pedals and pizza and stuff, so I'm gonna switch to a different type of question to wrap this up on, if that's okay with you. But before I do that, I'd like to give you the chance to take the stage. You can shout out anybody you want to shout out. You can plug anything you want to plug. The floor is yours now, good sir.
Oh, man. I just stay posted with some of the videos I'm going to start doing this year. YouTube, Jennings Guitars. I'm working with Tone Shepard right now, and he's just telling a great story, of the craft, and he's documenting a build I'm doing with him, and just stay posted with some of the gloss stuff. I'm going to have more stuff available over the course of the next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
It sells out too fast, but that's kind of where I'm going, and I'm really excited to be working with just different people. The church I'm going to, I met Forrest Frank's guitarist happens to go there. We don't all know who he is, but I'm like, dude, that would be so cool to connect with you, Alex. And all these guys live in the same town I do, Tone Shepard, Alex, and it just feels like a unique season where I'm getting to connect with people, and it's like they're just kind of, hey, we're around. I'm like, where were you 5 years ago? I guess it wasn't the right season.
Yeah, totally.
So just yeah.
All right, final question for this episode.
Yeah.
What is the most underrated restaurant in your neck of the woods?
Taqueria Portillos.
Oh, Taqueria Portillos.
Yeah. It's my burrito spot. It's less than a mile from the shop. There's paper signs in the window. There's
sign.
Always a long line. Take it or leave it. They're super tasty, and I would highly recommend going there. Best burritos I've ever had.
All right.
I call, and she's like, hey, I got it. All right, bye. Like, don't even have to answer. She's like, all right, Chad, I got you.
Oh, man.
It's that kind of local spot, right?
There used to be, I used to have a spot like that called Lanteria Mitzel here in my town. It was like 1.5 miles from me, 2 miles. And it was so awesome because I could just go in there and sit down there like the usual. I'm like, yes. And that would be queso fundido with chorizo And 2 chorizo tacos. Typically, once in a while, I'd mix it up and be like, give me the empanadas today. But usually it was a big bowl of cheese and sausage.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, man. Biggest burritos I've ever had. Like, every time I eat them, like, I shouldn't have done that, but at least I'm full, but now I'm lethargic. But
now it's nap time. Yeah. For sure. All right, Chad. Well, we'll slide over to Patreon and see what kind of nonsense we can get into over there if that works for you. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, everybody. For Chad, this is Blake. And as always, folks, good luck and good tones. Alrighty, folks, I hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. I also got into some weird stuff with Chad over on Patreon. So if you'd like to support the show and get extra bonus content every week and access to the ad-free feed, please head over to Patreon, where for $5 a month you can get that. That is patreon.com/tonemob. That is patreon.com/tonemob. That would mean the world to me. Thank you all so much. Make sure you check out Chad's fantastic work on the interwebs and order a guitar from him, because they are awesome. They are legit awesome. All right, folks, I will talk to you on the internet very soon. I've got another episode to edit. Bye-bye. One last thing before we totally sign off here. I just want to remind you that if you do any shopping at Stringjoy, that's Stringjoy guitar strings made in Nashville, that will help me out as well. As I've said for years, I'm heavily involved in that company, and I really do think they're making the best products on the market. So if you would like to try custom strings, go to tonemob.com/stringjoy and check them out today. I seriously love what the team down there is doing. I help them out with all kinds of things, and by you supporting them, you are also supporting me as well. And hey, you need some strings, so why not get some custom strings just for your guitar and playing style? Again, the link for that is tonemob.com/stringjoy, and that will take you right to their website, and you can do all your shopping through there, and that will help everyone involved out. So thank you very much. Talk to you next time. We are brought to you by the wonderful folks at Gun Street Wiring Shop. Yes, Gun Street Wiring Shop. I've talked about them before. I used to say based out of Bend, Oregon, but guess what? Sean moved to my neck of the woods. Sean's in Portland. Sean is awesome and has helped me with a bunch of stuff lately. And if you have wiring needs for your guitar, he can help you too. If you want to get weird with it, he can get weird. If you just need to spruce things up a little bit, there's your guy. He takes all the guesswork out of doing your guitar wiring, and he makes it simple, and his customer service is top-notch, and I can't say enough good things about Gun Street as a company. I really respect Sean and what he's all about, and the product is top-notch. I've got 3 different guitars that now have Gun Street harnesses in them, and I could not be happier. So go to gunstreetwiringshop.com and check them out.
What if you love old movies, but you're also trying to cut down on your screen time?
Stop this progress before it is too late!
People with blindness or low vision can enjoy films with something called audio description, which turns this...
It's amazing!
...into this.
It's amazing!
With a flurry of punches, Joe drives Gilbert across the ring.
Check out Movies for the Blind, a weekly podcast of classic and cult films with no screen required. Subscribe now where you get your podcasts.